you want to protect the bone there. So I put my hand right over the bone so I don't slip onto the bone, and we target the muscle. Hello there, and welcome back to Elite Healers Sports Massage in New York City with me, Adam Cardona. Today's lesson is going to be using a massage gun to warm up your feet and legs. I know how to do it, and now you're going to learn how to as well. In the few minutes that I'm going to take to show you this, I'm going to go over the attachments and basic techniques to help prepare your legs for work, whether it's running, walking, or anything that'll create an up demand of the leg muscles. This is the first of two videos teaching runners how to use a massage gun for your legs. The next video is going to be focusing on cooling down techniques with a massage gun for your legs, but this one is going to be about warming up. So one of the things we'll be looking at in this video is how to take the right attachments and like something like this and use them in a manner that's going to help you care for the area. One other thing you'll have to be conscious about is maintaining good posture. Like I said in this video, previous videos, I'm going to say in future videos, when you self-massage, you stretch or use a massage gun, you need to have supportive posture, aka correct posture, to prevent yourself from creating new imbalances. So pay attention to my form on this one, and I'm going to use things that are common like a chair or stool or a massage table, which can always be replaced with a sofa to do these techniques, but you have to have good form and do good form anywhere you're sitting comfortably. In this video, for this particular lesson, I'll be using a C2 mini massage gun, and the type of gun shouldn't be an issue as what the attachments that we find in the C2 Mini are common in a lot of other guns, but if you have a really cheap one, you might not have all the attachments. So if you need something that's better than a cheap one, go to the link in the description below and get the C2 Mini massage gun. You'll be surprised how affordable it is. For something high quality, it's around just a little above $100. And if you like what I've told you so far and you're going to enjoy what I'm teaching you, make sure you click on that like button. And for those of you who don't have a massage gun yet, you could always click on the playlist that pops up over my head that'll be reviewing, it's all the product reviews of all different massage guns, and you can watch them all and then decide which gun's right for you. However, for the rest of you who already have a massage gun and are ready to learn and get to it right now, then I'm going to roll that intro and we're going to do just that. We're going to be going right into the lesson. Alright, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the massage gun and we're going to start by working on the upper half of the legs, because when we're warming up, we should definitely get both the upper halves and the lower halves of the legs. Now, in this particular case, especially because it's a warm-up, I'm doing this part standing. So now what we're going to be doing is I'm going to focus on working on the quads, right? So we have two quads. I'm going to approach one at a time. I'm going to take the gun. I'm going to turn it on, right? And now it's on the first setting. Light setting, doesn't matter the setting as much. You know, if you want higher intensity or lower intensity, it's all good. Higher intensity is good for a warm-up as long as it's light and brisk over the area. You don't want to be working things into a deep tissue state, because then when you get to the activity, it's not going to fire as efficiently your muscles, and that could set you up for injury. So light and brisk, breaking down any stuck tissue, increasing blood flow to the area, that's what you want to look for. So I'm taking the rounded head, and I'm going to start on two different parts. I'm going to start on the outer part of my quad. I'm going to go light and brief. You could also use the flat head or the soft flat head for this part, you know, but it's all up to just what your preference is. So then up and down, just like you'll see on camera 2, and we just go up and down the muscle. If you notice, my hand is right over my crotch, and if you notice, I'm going from the outer part of my thigh to the inner part of my thigh. I avoid bone, so I am not hitting the bone. I actually put my hand over my groins, so in case I'm doing this light and quick, I don't slip and hit myself in my more sensitive private area. And then what I do is I'll switch the hands. I have the gun in my left hand as I work on my left leg. I start from the outer part of my hip, and I go right below that hip bone where the meat starts to pop out of the area. Oh, that's a good one. And then I just start and I go down and I kind of get a little longer with each one as I approach the knee until I get to just above the knee, and then I come back up and I work from the outside of my thigh to the inside of my thigh. And I just go back and forth just like that. And that's how you do the quad. And now let's go into using the massage gun to warm up the hamstrings. It's also going to be great. Same exact advice as before. Turn on a massage gun, find your preferred setting. Light and brisk over the area. Alright, so again, I like to start we could go into the glutes and also get a little bit of a glute warm up and just quick right over the glutes physically, just like that. Now, after I finished off the glute on that one side, we lower right into the hamstring. We just up and down, just like that. It'll be a little harder to get on yourself than the front of your body is because, we're front-oriented people. Then when you're done, same thing. Take the gun, switch hands. It's always best done by the hand that's on the same side. So now let's go into the lower leg warm-up aspect. So what we're going to be doing to warm up the lower legs, I'm going to start with the bullet style attachment that I'll make nice and big on the screen so you can see. I'll be using that for the shin. Now there's some important things that I'll want you to know, like always protect your shin bone. And now I'm going to go right from the shin. I'm going to change the attachment and go right into the calf. Before I start on the massage gun part, I want you to know that I'm going to be using the flathead that's a little cushioned. You could also use the flathead that's firmer, but I would not use the horseshoe head piece. And if you want to know why, because I'm sure some of you are like, why? It's because it's 2 points, right? And points are not going to cover as much as a wider area, so you're going to warm up more effectively by having a wider area approach that. The horseshoe is like something for like when you're working on 2 separate areas, like if you're bold enough, and I don't suggest everyone do it, but if some of you are bold and you want to work like along the muscles of the spine without hitting the spine, that's like one of the places that they meant it for. So anyway, let's move forward and use these 2 pieces. So we're starting the bullet. Again, turn the gun on, because each time I don't use it, I turn it off. And now one of the things we're going to want to do is you want to protect the bone there. So I put my hand right over the bone so I don't slip onto the bone, and we target the muscle. Now nice and light, just like that, going right over the muscle, up and down. The general rule, you don't hit any bones, and when you're cooling down, if you find tightness there and you're cooling down, you can hang out on certain areas, but for a warm-up, light and brisk, right? And then when you finish with that area and you want to transfer into the calf muscle, turn it down, calm that machine down, then put on your other attachment, and then start working right into the muscle. Just going up and down, covering the belly of the muscle, no bone. And on this particular one, you can go down into the Achilles, but don't go too deep into the Achilles, because as it gets thinner in the tendon, then you could hit the bone, and the bone is a quick way to hurt yourself. So just like that. Now I go to the other side. I would do it without switching my hand, but since I'm doing it for the camera, I want you to see, and I just cover the entire area of the muscle. And then if I want to get a lit, like you don't have your sneakers on, what you could always do is just cross and work the bottom of the foot. You want to do this to the bottom of your feet. You want to care for your feet, because if you don't care for your feet, you could sustain a foot injury like plantar fasciitis. Besides, your feet are your foundation of your whole body. And just like a building's foundation, if the foundation's no good, the building can crumble. So keep your feet healthy, and that's going to help prevent you from doing damage to the rest of your body overall. Then you switch. You can go right into the other side and approach this the same exact way, but I'm only going to do one side for this particular case. But that's also how you use the massage gun to warm up.